Hey, welcome back, you guys. This is Kevin with another word from the Bible. I am going to share with you again today a new word that is going to be storm. That's a storm. Now, how many of you do you like storms? I can honestly say I'm not a big fan of storms, but it depends on what kind of storm it is. The storm that I like lightning storms. Thunderstorms are pretty cool. I did one time when I was, I believe, 5 to 6 years old. I did witness a tornado, which was pretty interesting. I wasn't too scared, though. It was pretty far off, but it was close enough, though. But thankfully, it just went straight down and right back up. It didn't move. It's not the type of storm that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the storms in our life that God tells us about. The many storms, such as when we get hurt, or things don't go our way, or when we get in trouble, or when we get grounded, or when we lose something, or somebody takes something. You know, it's just a bunch of problems that happen in our life. And how do we deal with it? Quick reaction is to, depending on the situation, want to go straight to prayer. For some reason, we want to go straight to action and see what we can do. See if we have that ability to correct it ourselves. But it reminds me of the story in the Bible. I believe it's in Mark, where Mark 4:38, where Jesus is actually with his disciples, and they're in the boat. And then all of a sudden a storm hits them, and then Jesus is sleeping. I mean, can you imagine a storm? Jesus sleep. Disciples are worried, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. What's going on? Help us! Help us! They wake Jesus up. And then they're like, can you do something about this, Jesus? And Jesus stands up, looks at the storm, and then he's like, shh. And the storm goes away. And the disciples are all amazed. And Jesus turns around and looks at them and says, where is your faith? Don't you remember who I am? And the message in there is to remind us that we go through storms in our life, and we need to have faith that God has it under control. Now, the storm isn't going to be fun. We do go through the storm. We're never going to always have the storm taken away, because I believe God wants us to go through the storm so we can become better for it, because he knows that we can do that. He says it in the Bible all the time that we must go through it because it grows us closer to him. We need to rely on him and trust him no matter what. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. But it's very important for our growth and our development. I've had plenty of storms in my life, and I'm sure all of you have as well. But I am thankful God has led me through that storm. There are times that I felt like I could try to control it myself, and it doesn't work. And I've learned as the older I became that I just leave it in God's hands. Now, that does mean I have my part as well. But God leads me through it. I pray, I trust in him, and then he talks to me through his word, and that's the Bible. And so we can find plenty of examples in the Bible where God leads us and gives us the answers that we need in there. So again, think of the word storm and thinking about how God protects us, and he leads us through the storm to make us better followers and believers in him. All right, well, that's another word from the Bible. And this is Kevin, and I thank you for listening, and I hope to see you next time. All right, bye.